listening to the VMX Show, Season 5.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the VMX Show. This is Season 5, Episode 4, I believe. Yeah, 4. You guys are going to have to forgive me if I seem a little bit out of it this week, or if my voice is not all that it usually is, because I am sick. I do have a head cold, so just trying to strive through that, just trying to work my way through a head cold. It's not that big of a deal, but I'll save you guys all the gross sniffles and anything. Anytime I need to do anything gross like that, I'll just pause it like so. See, I totally just suck snot, and you didn't need to hear it. You did need to hear me say the phrase suck snot, though, because, well, misery loves company. I have quite a lengthy guest spot. Armagideon Time came by earlier in the week and talked to me, and that's going to be the bulk of the show. So I'm just going to plow through everything else real quick. So let's start with questions and comments. Now, I got an interesting one from Vitali97, and I don't know if he meant this for the VMX show or not, so I'm not actually going to read it out. But apparently, last week I had a question from Vitali97. I don't remember what it was, to be honest. But apparently, it wasn't actually him. It was somebody was at his house and got on the computer and thought it would be funny to do that. So he's all aggravated about that. So I don't remember what the question was, though. He said it was stupid. Uber McPhailsauce asks me if Have you ever checked out the Conservapedia? It is made of lol. It is indeed. It's pretty fucked up, and that's coming from someone who considers himself to be very conservative as far as politics go. If not social issues, definitely politics. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think they should even call it Conservapedia because it has nothing to do with conservatism. They should call it Evangelicapedia or something. The Nintendo Pimp says, I have a question for the Nacre VMX show. Do you prefer Western or Japanese RPGs? Both, really. I like them both. I play more Japanese RPGs than I play Western RPGs, but some of my favorite role-playing games are Western RPGs, like The Elder Scrolls and Dragon Age and such. But, yeah, I like them both a whole lot. Shadow Ruler 98 says, I have two questions for you if you can answer them. Which out of the Ultimate Doom, Doom 2, and Final Doom is your favorite soundtrack? Mine is TNT Map 11. Well, you're asking me... See, I hate when people do this. Stop. Are you asking me what my favorite soundtrack is or what my favorite song is? Because if you're asking me what my favorite song is out of 3 games, then... which is really 4 because Final Doom is 2 games, then really you're not going to get an answer. It's a stupid question. But out of the 3, which do I think has the best soundtrack? I have to go with the original Doom, or Ultimate Doom as it would be. 2, what do you think of the difficulty curve in Final Doom, the Plutoni Experiment? There is no difficulty curve. It starts out hard and it stays hard. That's what she said. Yeah, I really don't think there is a difficulty curve at all. He also sent me... I don't know what the deal with this guy is. Shadow Ruler sent me this PM. It says, questions from episode 1. And judging what... I don't know. I don't get this. Judging from what he's saying here, I think he may mean Season 1, Episode 1. I don't think he's up to date. This is what he says. Final Fantasy XIV. I do indeed think it will stay as a console exclusive as an attempt to migrate the hardcore fans that are on Xbox 360 over to PS3. Well, Final Fantasy XIV has not yet come out on a console. It's a PC exclusive right now. And I don't think it ever will come out on a console for various reasons. Not the least of which is the problems in the game itself, but I think the problems between Square Enix and Sony. PlayStation 4, I think it will come out sometime this year. Look at the difference between the consoles. PlayStation released in 1994, PlayStation 2 released in 2002, PlayStation 3 released in 2006. The next in the pattern will be 2012. I don't think it will steal the top spot, seeing as the PlayStation 2 sold 95 million more units than the PlayStation 3. I have to disagree with you. They haven't even announced it. As a matter of fact, they keep saying it's too soon to talk about it. It's too soon to talk about. The PlayStation 3 is only just starting to come into its own in the past 2 years in terms of sales and quality of the library. So I think the PlayStation 3 is really starting to play catch-up. It would be very foolish to talk about the next console so soon. And then he talks about Project Natal. Project Natal, I do see the point of it, but it's all a matter of taste. Some people prefer... Why are you calling it Project Natal? It's called the Kinect. I mean, that's why I think, like, are you talking from, like, 3 years ago? All right, I'm just going to move on, because I don't know. I'm not feeling that right now. Let's see. I also got 2 questions from Awesome3 Gamer, or I guess it's just Awesome Gamer. He asked me if I've played Max Payne 2, or Alan Wake. I have not played any of those, although I am very interested in playing Alan Wake. I played Max Payne on Game Boy Advance. That was a funny video I made out of it, too. Let's see, what else do we got here? Emilister says, is there any way to subscribe to the podcast on my Android phone? I found the RSS feed, but I only list 1 episode of the 4th season. Well, I went over this in the... first episode of Season 5, I'm not doing the RSS feed anymore. So apologies to the few people, and it is very few people, who were using that. You could still get the MP3, but I no longer do the RSS feed. And if you want to know the reasons why, go back and listen to Season 5, Episode 1. Insane Wayne 253 says, I have to agree that people need to quit bitching about game prices. When I had my Genesis, I remember Phantasy Star 2 and 3 both being $85, Phantasy Star 4 being $120. There was no special editions of these games. It was just the box, the cartridge, and the instructions, and maybe a small strategy guide to get you started. I could have a rant that could fill up a small thesis about how people are so idiotic in their perception about game prices. Mow a lawn, kids. Couldn't have said it better. Or actually, I could. I did so last week, but for now, I couldn't have said it better. So I'm just going to move on here. Let's see, Zill Avatar said, I could not think of why I did not buy any new consoles after the Super NES, after Atari 2600, Atari 7800, and the NES before. The only good reason I could come up with is consoles after the Super NES did not include a good pack-in game to get started with. The basic console thing became rather uninteresting and made me lose interest. I went more computer gaming after Windows 3.1 came out with. Well, yeah, I hope you enjoyed Minesweeper. Okay, moving on. Jazzmaster909 said, damn it, Jess. Why did have to burn the turkey? You missed the show. Man, cube eye. Could I not get any comments like this in the future? I don't know what the hell this guy's talking about. He also says, Bob from Tekken represents the everyday American. Yes, like Stryker. So what? I don't care about Tekken. PS3 TNA says, sorry about the question about the packing games. I really worded it wrong, which kind of led you to taking it the wrong way, but at least it helped you vent. Ha ha. No, you didn't word it wrong. You said exactly what you meant, and I took it exactly the way I should have. I don't know how I took it the wrong way. You asked me if I thought it was greedy for them to do that, and I told you that not only do I not think it's greedy for them to do that, I think it's the only way for them to survive. 6 Doom 6 Trooper 6 says, to be a guest, does said topic have to be about video games? Well, it helps. If you have something else relevant to talk about that you really want to be on the show about, run it by me and we'll see. Dave Cornfan said, oh man, I knew Armagideon Time didn't show up for something because I've seen his apology video, but didn't know he didn't even tell you he wasn't going to show. Wow, that's low. I was wondering, well, actually, before I move on, let me respond to that part. Jesse's going to be on the show today, or rather he was already, and I'll be playing the interview back after I'm done with questions and comments, so you could hear his side of the story and everything and find out what happened. We're cool. I mean, I was angry then, but it's in the past. I was wondering if you're a fan of the Resident Evil series, and do you prefer the older fixed camera games or the newer over-the-shoulder camera games? Great episode as always, man. I would not call myself a fan of Resident Evil games. I've played some of them, enjoyed them, but I'm not like, oh yeah, new Resident Evil, gotta have it. I like the newer games better, though. The older games I just find to be very, 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 very overrated. Savage Broadcast said, good day or night, depending. It's day. Necro, love your work. I have 2 quick questions. 1, have you seen the film The Elephant Man? No, I haven't seen it. And 2, he also suggested that maybe the next Halloween feature could be 10 Days of Freaks. I don't know. It's an interesting one. Maybe for the future. It won't be the next one, but I'll keep that in mind. 2, going back to what you said about gamers looking at the past with rose-tinted glasses, do you think this applies to moviegoers who think films nowadays are getting stupider and less original? I mean, weren't there always bad and stupid films? Absolutely. Absolutely. It's just the thing is that you stop talking about them eventually, and then all anybody talks about is the good films that they remember, because you don't harp on about bad films for years and years and years. So then, to the next generation, it seems that, the previous generation is talking about all these great films, and then they seeing stupid films, so it's like, man, things must have been so much better back then. But it's not that there weren't stupid films, it's just that you don't talk about them. Red Devil Dazzy 2007 says, nice episode, keep up the good work. Here's my question. If you were to create a console, what would you call it, and what would you like it to do, and how much would you want it to be? Well, that's a load. I mean, I don't know what I would call it. I'd have to give that a lot of thought. It would. What would I like it to do? I would like it to play games. Anything else besides that is superfluous. I have my consoles and I play games on them. I mean, yeah, I'll check email on my Xbox and I'll use my PS3 to PSP rather, not the PS3. I don't have a PSP. PS3. I told you I'm sick. I'll use my PSP to surf the internet. But really, I mean, I use them to play games. That's what I want them to do. Everything else is superfluous. How much would I like it to be? I don't know, like $300 seems reasonable, at first at least. And then I'd drop it. Jazzmaster909, this is the final one. He says, do you think it would be a good idea if John Romero were to work with id Software for Doom 4? Because we all know what happened when Carmack makes Doom games, i.e. Doom 3 Solo. Yeah, I know exactly what happened. It was awesome. Keep John Romero. I know what happens when John Romero makes games. You get Daikatana. All right? Doom 3 was awesome. It wasn't as good as Doom 1. But it was great. It was a different type of game, certainly, but that doesn't mean it was bad. I don't know. I don't understand that. Well, anyway, I don't really want to harp on that too much. Like I said, I'm not feeling well, so let's get over to the interview. I'm going to play the interview now, and here we are with Jesse Fulling, a.k.a. Armagideon Time. Interview coming up right now. And we finally have the elusive Armagideon Time here as a guest on the VMX show. How you doing?
Hey, I'm actually here. I'm back, and I'm 100% sober.
Wow, taking it one day at a time, huh?
Yes.
Who's
I'm wearing the patch. I just hope it's the right patch. I don't know. It's got Care Bears all over it. I'm not sure.
That's kind of weird, man. I think that's actually the Pray the Gay Away patch.
Oh, right. I mean... No, I'm supposed to wear that on Tuesdays. Damn it.
Snap. So, okay, there's bound to be several rumors about what happened last week, so why don't you explain it?
Well, let's see. I was supposed to actually record VMX show with you on last Saturday.
And List Critics.
And List Critics.
Yeah.
But, well, first of all, supper ran a little long, but... I still should have gone on after that anyways. Then we started, having a couple drinks, talking, and played some games. And before I knew it, it was 4 a.m., and I left him holding the bag, pretty much. It was probably one of the douchiest things I've done in a long time.
Probably. So is there other douchey things that you've done?
Oh yeah, but we're not going to get into that.
Oh, come on. Let's hear about them.
No, it's not. It's not video game related. So they.
Oh, nice try, dude.
Maybe some other time.
Yeah. I'll get it out of you one way or another.
Yep, just pick the right day.
When you're drunk.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, the Barrett and Tifa were over, and now we did the live stream, and
you're not teabagged?
Teabagged?
Yeah, I don't know.
Man.
I was working with something there. Anyway.
No, you weren't. That's the problem. So tell us, how's the old channel going? What are you doing over there?
Well, first I actually recorded a 43-minute apology video to you.
Yeah.
Butchering my way through Castlevania, the original.
Your way through 3.5 of the levels.
Yeah, I still never beaten that game.
If you want to beat it, play the Japanese version. It has an easy mode.
Oh, well, I want to beat the regular mode. For me, it's normal or nothing.
Well, I mean, then it's nothing because you weren't doing very good at it.
Hey, I'll get it someday. It someday.
Yeah, you'll get it someday.
But I plan on. I've actually I'm gonna do Final Fantasy VI next. I know, like where did that go, right?
You've already been doing it.
But I mean, like continuing.
Oh, yeah,
the
okay.
story. I think I left off at Albrook or something like that.
I don't understand why you don't just do one LP at a time, because when first of all, you get the people that are like, when is this next one? You know, when is this going to continue? When is this going to continue?
Mhm.
And then by the time you continue it, it's like they're like, oh, where do we leave off?
But see, the thing is, my Final Fantasy videos don't exactly get a lot of hits, so I think people are just like, "Meh, I'll just wait for something else."
Well, maybe
But-
it's because it's so broken up. I mean,
Well, even at first, I wasn't really getting a lot of hits, so I don't know.
Oh.
Maybe people just weren't into it, or people were like, "Gah, Final Fantasy again."
who cares though?
Yeah, I like playing this
How
game
many
for me.
hits it gets? Yeah.
That one's for me, and I'm gonna do more Binding of Isaac. Once again, I haven't played it since the last time I recorded. I only want to play and record at the same time.
So it's completely blind, this playthrough.
Yes,
Interesting.
everything you've seen. Well, I played a little bit to
No, but
test
these
run
are
it.
these are existing projects. Are there anything new happening?
New. I do have some ideas planned for the future. I got a couple point and click games, so
Oh, really?
people seem to respond pretty well to Seventh Guest, and I really do like point and click games. And
Boring.
yeah, whatever. And I have a new game coming up called Facade that I'm gonna play a couple times through. That's gonna be pretty funny, I think.
Facade. Okay, I've never heard of that one.
Yeah, I don't know. It's basically these two people invite you over for dinner, and you watch their marriage fall apart in front of your eyes, and you can interact with them.
Oh, so
And
it's
you
another shitty adventure game. In other words,
Yep, and I'm gonna
Yeah.
make it awesome.
oh, you're gonna try anyway.
No, I will. I will succeed.
You give it the old college try. You know, honestly, I don't know. Unless there's a chick getting naked, there's no way to make those adventure games interesting.
Well, they actually talk to you. Like there's actual dialogue going on, and you can type in as they're talking, and they'll react to what you say.
Yeah, but they probably only recognize like a handful of things.
I don't know. I've played around.
You should just walk in and be like, "Well, fuck you and suck my
I've done
ass
that.
and
I've done
fuck
that before.
And how do they react?
They go, "All right, you have to leave," and then they just shut the door in my face.
They throw you out.
Yeah,
So is that game over or what?
yeah, that's pretty much game over.
What if you said just like a bunch of like weird shit?
Sometimes they'll look at you nervously, like okay, or they'll laugh. Oh, it's creepy when they laugh nervously. Like if you ever bring up divorce,
Yeah.
they're like,
No, you know what you should do is you should just like start typing in a whole bunch of zombie sneak attack song titles. Just see how they react to each one.
Sure. Maybe I'll try. I'll pull up a bunch of things on the side, like on a sidebar that I want to type in.
Yeah. There you go. Just a bunch of ZSA titles, like pick like 10 or something, and just type them in and see what the reactions are. If you're like, so Jesse, how's your job treating you? And you're just like renal biopsy.
Fist of
They're like-
Satan.
Yeah, fist of Satan, and they're like, okay, so you okay.
want a drink?
Would you like something to eat? And you're just like, Hanukkah is weak. and they're like, what? What's going on here? I don't know what this guy is.
I don't want to give too many of the outcomes away for people listening because there are a set number of endings, so to speak.
Yeah, well, I'm just
Yeah.
making it up.
Shucking and jive.
Yeah. So what games have you been playing for yourself though?
Well, for Christmas I got Skyward Sword, latest Zelda title,
Yeah.
and I love it.
Of course you do.
Of course.
You love everything. What do you-
Oh no, there's some stuff I don't like. But,
Yeah.
I don't know. I like the fact that I don't have to sit back because the Wii Motion Plus well actually
Wii Motion plush.
plush.
That would be like a big plushie.
That would be
Wiimote.
adorable.
Yeah, that'd be cute.
but I can actually sit way up close to the TV and it'll still recognize where I am in spatial whatever you call it. So I don't really need the sensor bar necessarily on.
Have you thrown the controller through the screen yet, or?
Nope, I'm actually
close calls?
pretty good with the controller. I've never accidentally thrown the controller before.
Yeah.
I only put the wristband on if I have to do large thrusting motions.
Well, you never have. Well, I guess with Wii Motion Plus, you might have to do large motions, huh?
Yeah, eventually in the Zelda game, like right now,
You're all about large thrusting motions.
I am,
Yeah.
ladies.
Hello, ladies. He is single, ladies.
All the single ladies, all the single ladies.
Oh well, now you're never gonna get it. You just
What?
ruined it, you know.
Dropping the Beyonce.
I was
isn't gonna
trying to.
attract ladies?
I was trying to hook you up here, but then you had to go and just nuke yourself.
Ah, well, I do that all the time. Doesn't
Yeah.
matter. News
I
to
don't
me.
Yeah, you go.
Uh,
And her
let's see, what else?
vagina filled with laughter.
Yeah, I've also been playing. Before the holidays, I downloaded Braid.
Isn't that great?
It is fantastic,
Now,
man.
have you finished it yet, or?
No, I
You're
haven't
still-
because I was gone for the holidays, and then I got
Yeah.
Skyward Sword. So you know,
About how far into Braid did you get?
let's see. Well, amongst the world, I think I'm in the fourth area, the fourth world, I guess you call
So
it.
would that be World 5, or because if you
Yes,
did you
sorry,
notice?
World
Yeah,
5, right?
yeah. If you notice, the first one's World 2.
World 2, yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't quite figured it out yet. I'm still like on this whole story thing. Like, I don't know what they're really talking about, but probably
Yeah.
by the end it'll all make sense.
It's all metaphor. It's not. It's all metaphor.
No, I'm not taking it as literal. It's just like
Yeah, there's nothing literal about Braid.
like the whole braid thing. Like it's barely mentioned.
Oh, it
Still
explain
fun.
that is explained near the end
Okay, good.
why it's called Braid, and really the most telling part is the very first part before you walk into Tim's apartment, when you're kind of going across what looks like a bridge and there's like a burning city in the background.
Ooh.
Did you
Oh.
notice that? That was basically the title screen.
Yeah, pretty much. And then you just walk into World 2 for
Yeah,
some.
yeah. Well, the last world's World 1.
Yeah, very strange concept, but I'm sure when I get
hopefully-
there, I'll be like,
Yeah, we'll talk about. Well, maybe we'll see. Not everybody gets it. Not everybody gets it. It's a deep game, but it's sort of obtuse, you know.
yeah, but I mean, it's fantastic. Some of them are real head scratchers, though.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Probably the most irritating part was this one where every time you moved to the right, everything would move in a certain direction. When you moved to the left, it would move in a different direction.
Yeah, like if you stay still, everything is still.
Yeah, but there's this one key that is hard to carry because if you move to the left, the key starts flipping out and like going all over the screen.
Oh, yeah,
And it's
okay.
difficult to get it where you need it to go because it's almost random, you know? So you have to kind of fidget around to try and get it on this ledge, and it's like flying all over the place and shit.
Yeah, great.
It's-
And for anybody listening out there, Braid is a downloadable title for PlayStation Network and Xbox Live, and you can actually manipulate time in some sense.
you could also get that for Steam. That's how I played it.
Oh, it's okay. It's even on
Yeah.
Steam.
Yeah,
I
it's
wasn't
on
sure about that.
Yeah, that's how I played it.
You
No,
can,
Braid is pretty great. Braid is well, it's one of the indie titles that makes me proud to be part of the indie scene. You know what I mean?
because you got Braid and Super Meat Boy, Binding of Isaac,
Oh yeah. Limbo is a great one.
VVV. Oh, that's another couple of games I actually got was on the 3DS. They had the V6 times and Pushmo. I got.
Push. Let me tell you a story real quick.
Okay.
When I was in junior high, there was this kid, Anthony Pushkin.
Okay.
He was Russian. You know, Pushkin is a Russian
Pushkin.
name, but
Yeah.
of course, being in junior high school and not being very mature, we called him Push Pop.
Okay.
Like, you know, those push pops
Yeah, I remember
candy,
those.
yeah, which sounds, you know, that's sexual.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, then there was this other kid, Mauricio, and every time we had like a substitute teacher, they would try to, you know, take the attendance, and they'd get to his name, and I don't know, Mauricio, it's said like it's spelled, it's not hard, you know.
Yeah.
But for some reason, they would always call him something else, like they'd never get his name right, and that was, you know, another ongoing joke. And one time, one of the most popular ones was Maurico.
Huh.
They
All right.
called him Moriko, and he fucking hated that, you know. And I forget, I don't know what they got into an argument, but Anthony Pushkin and Mauricio got into this spat with each other,
Mm-mm.
and it degenerated very quickly into name calling. And you ever see like a Bugs Bunny cartoon where they're going, like rabbit season, duck season, duck season,
Oh, yeah.
back and forth with the same exact thing for like 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it was. It was push pop Moriko, push pop Moriko, push pop Moriko. I swear it went on and on and on like that. Like they couldn't come up with anything else, you know.
So they just stuck with the two.
Yeah. So whenever I hear Pushmo, I think of push pop.
Well,
Moriko.
Well, Pushmo is. Do you know the game?
I've heard of it. I haven't played it though.
Well, it's pretty much you're like this little guy walking. It's an action puzzler, and you can push in and pull out these block sets.
That's what she said.
I know, right?
Yeah.
And how do I explain it? You can push out these block areas, like think of like an 8-bit drawing, right?
Yeah.
And wherever the solid color is, you can push out that entire thing, regardless of how big it is.
Yeah.
And you can pull it out 3 times, and you have to.
That's all it takes, huh?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And you have to pull out the blocks. You have to pull them in and out in order to reach the top and collect this little prize. I know,
So
a little bit of the old in out, in out.
So you have to push in and out to reach the climax, so to speak.
And the graphics would make you think otherwise. This is not a game necessarily sexualized, but explaining it kind of is.
Yeah, a little of the in out.
Mm-hmm. But it is actually a pretty good action
Cut
puzzler.
thrust.
Yes.
Okay. Anything else?
What else? No, that's pretty much it so far.
Oh, okay. Now the last time you were on the show, we talked about you had the eye surgery.
Yes.
And your eyes were doing amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And now, from what I understand, not so amazing.
Well, the eye that had surgery on it now has glaucoma, and I can't see anything out of it.
So, do you get a little of the old medicinal marijuana?
No, I looked into it, and actually, the medicines I'm taking right now do the exact same job without the good feeling, I guess. So they don't need to prescribe me the medical marijuana.
I'm sure you can get it if you ask for it.
No, because they'll go for the other stuff first before they'll go for the marijuana.
Really? In
Yes.
Canada, I heard in Canada it's like easy to get.
Well, maybe it's easier to get marijuana, but
No, I mean, you just tell them in California it's supposedly really easy to get. Like you can just basically go into a doctor's office and be like, I need medicinal marijuana, and they'd be like, well, what do you got? And they'll be like, I don't know, ain't got weed. That's what I got.
all I'd have to do is show them my really weird looking eye now, because it's got plastic on it and it's cloudy, so it looks really weird.
Oh.
Not exactly an eye catcher, pardon the pun.
Maybe for next Halloween you could be a Kano from Mortal Kombat. just paint it red and put the little patch over there.
And start talking Australian.
It's interesting. He was originally going to be Japanese.
Really?
Yeah, he was supposed to be half Japanese, half white, and it was actually the movie. Trevor Goddard played Kano in the first movie.
Yeah.
He had the Australian accent, and his portrayal of Kano was so popular that they changed him to be Australian in the games.
Really? So because of the original Mortal Kombat movie?
Yeah, well, a lot of the story elements in Mortal Kombat were changed because of the first movie. Like if you were to go back and you play like the first Mortal Kombat, and none of those story elements are there. It's basically just like some Chinese tournament, and
Yeah.
they never mention Outworld or anything like that. It was basically just Shang Tsung collecting souls, Like they never mentioned
pretty simple.
Yeah, they
story.
never mentioned like the Mortal Kombat tournament being like a thing that happens between two realms or anything like that. None of that is mentioned.
None of that was part of it, but in the movie.
Yeah, Raiden was just some thunder god that they invited. You know, he wasn't like particularly a good guy or anything. As a matter of fact, if you beat the original Mortal Kombat with Raiden, the ending is very sinister.
From his point of view?
Yeah, well, what happened, it's like he becomes a champion of Mortal Kombat, and then he starts inviting other gods to be in the tournament, and it just gets so insane that it just winds up destroying the whole world.
Oh, man.
Yeah. So,
Man, Raiden's always a dick, isn't he?
You're a real dick, Raiden.
Yes.
No, but it was the movie that portrayed him as being like the mentor and the good guy, you know. So they changed it in the games to be like the movie.
Yeah. Then there was Mortal Kombat Annihilation.
What the hell happened there? Well, you guys will see my reviews of both of these movies in February.
I can't wait.
I just what did I watch? I watched Resident Evil Apocalypse today.
All right.
That was a good one.
All right.
And next is another fucking Uwe Boll movie I gotta watch.
Awesome! Can't wait for those.
Have you seen this guy's movies?
Uwe Boll?
Yeah.
I've seen a couple. What have I saw the Dungeon Siege movie.
Oh yeah. Well, I haven't seen that one, but I've listened to the soundtrack. That was great.
Oh. Yeah, but
had a lot of great metal bands on the soundtrack.
Yeah, but they tried to make it work and it didn't. Like, you think it would.
How the hell does he get like pretty big stars to be in? Like, he had Jason Statham was in that.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that kind of intrigued me about it. Like, I like Jason Statham, like big action and everything.
Yeah, and then it's like,
it was a tough sit.
Yeah, well, I watched House of the Dead, and that was a nightmare. But then I was like, you know what? I think it's going to get worse from here. I think this is probably one of his better ones.
I have wondered what Postal would be like.
I've only seen the one scene that everybody's seen.
I have not seen any scenes.
There's one scene that's kind of infamous in which it actually starts with, I've seen the whole scene on like not YouTube, but on the internet.
Yeah.
And basically the guy, like the real life guy who created the Postal game, shows up and attacks, like Uwe Boll is in the movie playing himself.
Oh, jeez.
And he runs up to him and he starts like bitching at him that the movie sucks.
So they're doing like a meta joke?
Yeah, yes. He's like, what did you do to my fucking game, Postal? You're a hack and all this shit. And they start fighting, and then like people start whipping out guns and everybody's shooting at everybody, but nobody hits who they're supposed to hit. The only people that get shot are a bunch of kids. So it's like all these little kids are getting shot, and there's like blood everywhere, and they're all dying, and it's like really, like, I don't know whether it was supposed to be disturbing or funny, but it's kind of both.
I would have painted it as funny. I don't know about disturbing. They're trying to go for disturbing, but it would come out slapsticky almost from the sound of it.
I think it. There's kind of two schools of thought about Postal. One is that the entire movie sucks, and the other is that the entire movie sucks except for that one scene, which is brilliant. And I love it. And eventually they kill Uwe Boll, and as he's dying, his last words are, "I hate video games."
Oh, well, how fitting, right?
Yeah, how fitting that how many games he's butchered with his horrible adaptations, funded with Nazi gold, I might add.
Oh, really? Wait,
where
did they hide the Nazi gold?
Well, there is a lot of Nazi gold that the German government seized, and they're trying to, put it to some good use. So they give it to independent film directors.
Huh.
And what's interesting is that the joke is Uwe Boll uses Nazi gold to make his abominations, but he's like one of the only directors that takes these grants, which is basically what they are, and uses them as they're supposed to be used.
Oh, really?
Like
wow.
most of the people who wind up getting these is fraudulent,
Well, why don't they give the Nazi gold to like Holocaust survivors and all that stuff?
Well, see, I guess that would make too much sense, right?
Yeah.
We cannot give it to the Jews.
Because I
don't know.
it's not what he would have wanted. I'm going to a dark place. I don't like this.
That was funny though.
Yeah.
No, that would make too much sense, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
But yeah. We have a zombie sneak attack song titles. It's funded by Nazi gold.
Yeah.
It's gonna make fun of Uwe Ball.
And it probably ends with "I hate video games."
I'll get that clip.
Yeah.
Did you ever see that thing where he boxed his critics?
Like actually got like boxing.
Yeah, boxing. Yeah.
I saw him do like a promo kind of thing.
Oh, okay. Well,
Like
I actually.
where he was promoing the boxing, but I didn't think he went through with it.
Well, yeah. Not only did he go through with it, but he beat the shit out of everybody because he's actually a boxer.
Oh, he really is, eh?
Yeah, he's a trained boxer. And one of the people I found out about this. This was way back in the day, back when the somethingawful.com was funny.
Yeah, before all the
before it became it became an abomination.
Yeah.
It was funny, and the guy who ran it. This is before he lost his fucking mind. He was this guy. I think his name was Richard Kianka. He used the name Low Tax on the site, but I believe his real name was Richard Kianka, and he had done a review of a couple of Uwe Boll movies and pissed all over them. And Uwe Boll invited him to be part of this, boxing the critics thing. And he says, well, I'm not much of a boxer. As a matter of fact, he's a skinny nerd,
Oh god.
So he's like, so Uwe Boll told him, don't worry, it's all, it's a promotional thing. It's for charity. It's not real. We're not, we're just gonna, we'll train together. We'll do a little, throw a few punches, make a good show, and that'll be it, right? So he thought it was gonna be, a farce.
Yeah, like that's
a
a good word.
Yeah. So he steps into the ring with Uwe Boll, who told him, we just put on a show. Who beats the shit out of him.
Shouldn't there be some kind of like suing liabilities, something?
No, because it was a boxing match.
Oh yeah, but
it was, you know what I mean? It was a boxing match.
Poor guy, though. Poor guy.
Yeah, he got the stuffing knocked out of him, but then Uwe Boll had the nerve. He beat up everybody. You know what I mean?
You figure after the first one, people would get it.
Well, the thing is, I don't know. I don't really know, but none of these people were boxers, and he is a boxer. So they all stepped into the ring with him. They all got the stuffing knocked out of them. And then at the end, he this is how delusional Uwe Boll is. He claimed that this proves that his movies are good.
Oh, yeah, because he can beat people up. He's a bully. He's a bully.
Straight up and simple, he's a bully, yeah. Stop hitting yourself. Stop hitting yourself.
Are my movies good? Are they?
Yeah. Say my movie sucks now. Say it now. I mean,
I can't say it because your head's stuffed in the toilet now, can you?
Yeah, I mean, that's how delusional he is, though. There was a point, actually, where he promised he would stop making video game adaptations.
Oh, please do.
It didn't happen, though. He lied. As a matter of fact, if I go to IMDb right now,
oh, does he have some stuff in the works?
That's what I'm going to check. I'd be willing to bet that brought up Uwe Ball on the IMDb here.
Oh, excellent.
So,
what productions does he have in the works?
Well, let's see, because he's done a hell of a lot of shit. And have you ever seen a picture of him, by the way?
Yeah, I've seen a couple interviews with him, actually.
Yeah, he's a douchey looking guy. Actually, he only has he doesn't have that much coming up.
Oh, okay.
Nothing directing coming up.
Well, good, right?
Yeah. He's producing a film called Zombie Massacre that's supposed to come out sometime this year.
I do like zombies, but...
Well, he didn't do exactly a great job in House of the Dead. So,
yeah.
He's not directing it. He is producing it. It's being directed by two people, Luca Boni and Marco Ristori. Luca Boni. Luca Boni's only other movie was something called Eaters.
Yeah.
Which, I don't know.
But a lesbian bathhouse.
No, it's a horror movie. Yeah. And the other one, Marco Ristori had directed Eaters also, and a movie called Shuri Liocci.
Does that translate to lesbian bathhouse?
Well, oh my. Somebody's got a one-track mind.
Yes, indeed.
My Italian's a little rusty, but I'll translate it for you real quick. Let's see. My Ochi is eyes. I think it's close your eyes. I think it is.
What is the title again?
Chiudi gli occhi.
Hmm.
I think it's close your eyes, which is like another horror movie or something.
I've sung songs in Italian, but never actually understood the words.
Oh, so you could have been singing like, I'm a great big asshole.
Yes.
My name's Jesse, I suck. I'm patient zero in the suck pandemic. Da-da-da-da-da-da. I mean, you don't know. I mean...
I think that was the tune I was singing the other night in my drunken haze.
Man, oh man. Yeah, but I can't wait to get this video game movies series up, because it's going to be interesting. Can you believe that I've actually come across a movie that I considered to be Blackenstein bad?
That is impossible. You ripped that to shreds, and then you ripped the shreds into teeny bitty little shreds.
And then I burned it.
Burn it, kill it with fire.
Kill it with fire. No, it was Blackenstein bad. I'm gonna give you, we'll say, 2 guesses as to what movie it was that was Blackenstein bad.
Let's see. Video game related. Blood Rain?
No, I haven't gotten that far yet.
Haven't
gotten that far because
Pokemon.
it was Pokemon. Pokemon. Man, dude, I knew it was gonna be bad, but holy fucking shit, dude!
You're not exactly looking for a lot of story in a Pokemon movie. At least the first one.
Yeah, right. So I don't know if this zombie massacre is video game related or not.
I don't know. If it is, it sounds like one of those iOS titles or something that you get on your iPhone. Zombie massacre. You just kind of tap the zombies to kill them.
I'm actually looking it up. I'm gonna Google it and see if it's. Let's see. There was a movie called Zombie Massacre that came out in 2001. I assume that's unrelated. No, it was a video game.
Oh, okay.
It came out in 1998 for the Amiga.
Oh, God.
It was a first-person shooter.
Wow.
Similar to Doom.
They're getting obscure, or they got obscure, I guess, back then with the.
Well, I guess there's not many video game companies left who are willing to license their shit to Uwe Boll.
Well, yeah, I mean, they made a Postal movie. I mean, how many people do you know personally that played Postal?
Andrew played it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Yeah, Postal was pretty popular, actually.
Well,
Yeah.
maybe I just hung with a different crowd.
Yeah. But I mean, just looking at his list of movies here: House of the Dead,
Yeah.
Alone in the Dark, Blood Rain, Postal, Blood Rain again,
Yeah.
In the Name of the King, twice. I don't think Jason Statham came back for the second one, but
Something tells me no.
no, he got Dolph Lundgren instead.
Oh, poor Dolph. Come on, man.
Seriously. Well, I guess he's hurting for the work, huh?
Come on, they're not calling for any more Hulks.
He wasn't in the Hulk, you dick.
Wait, who was
That's Lou Ferrigno.
Lou Ferrigno? I thought he was
No.
okay. Lou Ferrigno.
Dolph Lundgren. He was the Punisher.
Oh.
And he was in Universal Soldier and
Oh, was he the Russian in the Rocky movie?
yeah, he was in Rocky 4.
Okay.
He played Ivan Drago.
Drago.
He said,
I will break.
I must break you.
Must break you.
I must break you.
Everyone
He was in
can
a lot of-
change, you know. Everyone can change.
God. Oh, that's kind of. And he was in the Expendables too, and he's going to be in the Expendables sequel too. So.
Oh, he's one of the returning folk.
Actually, I'm looking at his thing here, and it says he's making a new Universal Soldier movie.
Oh wow, going back to the well.
Yeah, Universal Soldier: A New Dimension,
Well,
which is coming out this year, and also has Jean-Claude Van Damme in it.
Oh, again. And what they should call it is Universal Soldier: Back to the Well.
Actually, he's got a shitload of movies coming out.
Oh, really?
Let's see, there's Small Apartments, which is completed. There's Stash House, which is in post-production. Universal Soldier, I mentioned, that's in post-production. One in the Chamber, that's in post-production. He's currently filming The Expendables 2. He's in pre-production for The Package, and a movie called Skin Trade is announced. That not only... Okay, I just looked at Skin Trade. He's writing, directing, and starring it.
Oh, that's going to be a cult classic for sure.
Has he ever directed anything?
I don't know. You're at his
I don't mean
right?
I don't mean to rag on. I like Dolph Lundgren.
Yeah.
But he has directed a bunch of movies. Wow.
Hmm.
Most of them from the past 15 years or so.
Oh, well, I guess...
None of them that I've heard of, but...
I guess if your acting career is, a little dry, then why not direct?
But, but the thing is, it's not been dry. I'm looking at his filmography, and he's always found work.
Oh.
So, there you go. Damn.
Oh, shoot me in the face and call me dead.
I remember seeing him in his He-Man in Masters of the Universe. Remember that one?
Yeah, very 80s.
What? I don't know. Like, they were trying to go for a comedy feel for that, and it didn't really work.
No.
Yeah, I don't know what... Skeletor.
Yeah, I was more akin to the cartoon. Oh, Skeletor was a nightmare.
You had Frank Langella as Skeletor.
Oh, that's who it was.
Yeah. I mean, come on. That's just fucking funny, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just... I don't know. Yeah, there's one... I forgot most of that movie, but there's one scene that I remember where they're on Earth for some reason. And they were at the rib place and they were eating and they were like, why is the food on these sticks? Oh, that's the bones. Oh, they eat animals here. And it was like, yeah, that's something called meat. Perhaps you've heard of it.
I don't know. You already remember more of the movie than I do. That's the
only thing I remember.
I've tried to forget it as much as I can. Even the cartoon's a little iffy. Or actually, it's a lot iffy.
The cartoon was straight up gay, dude.
Oh, yeah. Prince Adam.
The guy's called He-Man, and then you got a guy called Ram Man, and you got a guy called Fisto.
Man at Arms.
Man at Arms. Yeah, Man at Arms. That's right. I mean, it was all just a bunch of homoerotic names,
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of frightening, actually.
It's strange seeing some of the stuff that we loved as kids, and then you look back and like, what the hell was I watching?
Yeah. Well, the He-Man was interesting because nobody could figure out that Prince Adam was He-Man, even though all he would do is change the color of his hair, and he would be slightly more tanned, and he's wearing less clothes.
And
that was it.
He'd raise his voice a little bit as Prince Adam.
Oh yeah, that's right. He kind of put on that.
Yeah, the hoity-toity. Now he's Sylvester Stallone.
Well, he was in The Expendables. So.
Yeah, I guess. He-Man in Expendables 3. Make it happen.
Oh, boy. Have him just wear the outfit and go, I have the power.
Nah.
Oh, yeah, the 80s were both the most awful and the most awesome decade ever.
Yeah, for many things.
Both of those things. They were the most awful and the most awesome at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to ask you a question.
Okay.
And this is going to seem kind of random, but we got to get back to video games somehow. But
okay.
Did you ever have a Sega Master System?
No, and I didn't even know about the Master System until after I'd known about the Genesis.
Okay, yeah, me too. I didn't know the Master System. The first time I heard of Sega was when the Genesis came out, and then I heard about the Master System later on. And I'm finding out that a lot of people I knew had the Master System. Tanya had one, and my friend Marielle had one. I was just talking with Marielle last night after the Kazarth meeting, and she, I don't know. I mentioned Wonder Boy because that's the Clear and Confusion that just went up yesterday. and or for you, it's tomorrow.
Yeah.
But by the time people are listening to this, it's yesterday.
Time travel. Anyway.
Yeah, time travel, bitches. Anyway, Wonder Boy, I mentioned Wonder Boy, and she's like, "Oh, I love those games. I had them for the Master System." And I'm like, "Really? You had a Master System?"
Really?
Like, man, I don't know. Like, I knew people from Europe or Australia that had it, but I didn't know many people in America that had it. But yeah, she had she had a lot of good games for it too. So that's
a lot of the
crazy.
Sonic ones.
No, those weren't that good, dude. No, but she had the Wonder Boy game. She had she had the East game. She had Phantasy Star. So she had some fucking good games. What are you doing?
I'm trying to find something. Hold on a sec.
He's touching himself. You sound like you're getting kind of rough there with yourself there.
Okay, you still there?
Yeah, no, I'm not going to go anywhere. I'm in the middle of the show here. I'm going to go somewhere.
Check out what I actually got to work. It's my Game Gear!
It's, what game is that?
Sonic Chaos.
Oh, boy. Yeah, it's not that good.
But
Sonic Chaos.
my brother found this over the holidays, and he said, if you can get this to work, here, just take it. Get it out of my sight. I put
this fucking
6 AA batteries in this thing, and it actually works still.
And they're probably already half gone.
Well, no, I only turned it on just to check it the other day.
That's all it takes, man. That's all it takes.
Yeah, just on.
The Game Gear was a battery sucking hooah.
Yeah, and sucking right, because I had a bunch of games for it, but none of them were really good. Sonic Chaos was my favorite one I owned, though.
That's kind of sad.
Yeah, but hey,
That is kind of...
for me, it was portable Sonic, and I could actually see it in the dark, which was nice.
I'm not a big Game Gear fan at all, really. I mean, there were some good games, but what a shitty handheld that was.
Yeah, I'd always go for my Game Boy over my Game Gear, but...
Definitely. I mean, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
That's just, yeah. So it's this thing that you gotta pump 6 AA's and it drains them faster than your fucking mom can drain my balls.
And the screen is kind of tiny, and now, it's so hard to see. It kind of looks like the screen has glaucoma, come to think of it.
Oh, snap.
Yeah.
There were 2 Phantasy Star games on there.
But at the time, I wasn't really big into RPGs, like the early 90s. So.
Yeah, and there was Shining Force. There was a couple of those on there.
Mm-hmm.
But really, for the most part, like, what are you gonna? What, you're gonna play Alf?
Oh, they had an Alf game?
Oh, actually, wait, no, Alf was only on the Master System.
Oh, really?
That was one of the few Master System games that didn't come out on Game Gear.
Yeah, it seems the Master System and Game Gear like to,
it's the same system.
throw things back and forth.
Well, they're the same system. The Game Gear is a handheld Master System.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, all the games. But can you actually play Master System games in Game Gear? I'm not sure what the carts look like.
No, the cartridges are bigger, but
okay.
But the technology was the same.
Oh, yeah.
The actual system. So there you have it. I mean, there's not even that many Game Gear games. I have all the ROMs, and I'm just looking at it, and a little less than 300. Yeah. 275 to be exact.
I had a Ren and Stimpy game on this that was kind of... I had Chuck Rock, which came with it.
Chuck Rock, that was bad. I had that for Super NES.
The Game Gear was worse because it has no music.
There's actually a Chuck Rock 2 that I think was only on the Game Gear.
The one where he's a baby?
I think it's his kid or something. Like Son of Chuck, I think that's what it was called.
Yeah.
And Ren and Stimpy, yeah, that was a Quest for the Shaven Yak.
Quest for the Shaven Yak, and I think I only beat it like once ever.
Oh man, Ristar was on the Game Gear. At least there's that.
I did play a ROM of that, and it was actually pretty fun.
Right, yeah, Ristar the Shooting Star.
Yeah, it was all right.
That's somebody asked me on last week, what old Sega series would you like to see come back? And it was like Bubsy and Cool Spot.
Bubsy, really?
Well, I'm thinking like Cool Spot and Bubsy. They were on Sega Genesis. They were also on Super NES.
Yeah, that's how I remember the most.
And then Ristar, but I'm like, Ristar was the only one in there that was actually a good game.
Yeah, I did really like. Well, I don't know why, but I pronounced it Ristar, whatever. And
I guess it could be. I guess it could be either or.
I got a request for it, and I'd never really played it that much before, but playing it recently, it's really fun.
The request was that the Genesis one or the Game Gear?
Oh, Genesis.
Yeah, that's the one that everybody knows. I gotta show you this thing that came to me on Facebook.
What'd you get?
It's one of those demotivator posters. I'm just gonna link you to that. For the people who are can't see it, it's one of those Walmart kiosks where you could play like a DS or 3DS or something. And you know how those are really low to the ground so that kids can play them?
Yeah.
Well, they got this guy and he's like on his knees playing it.
Oh,
it says,
no.
Yeah, it says, gamers, growing old is inevitable. Growing up, optional.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh, man. And he's like on his knees in a Walmart. He's wearing shorts, so it's like he's probably hurting his knees on the fucking hard-ass floor there.
Did you send the picture?
I did send it to you. I sent it to you on AIM, though.
Oh, I did not get it.
Yeah. Really?
Yes, I did not receive.
Very strange. All right, I'll send it to you on Skype. Give me a second here. We're sending it to him on Skype. Actually, I did send it to you on Skype the first time. My bad. Check Skype.
Oh, okay. There's a bunch of stuff here.
Gamers. Growing old is inevitable. Growing up, optional.
Oh man. Oh, and he's got the gut hang and everything. Oh.
Yeah, he's got the big belly and he's balding and
I
dirty sneakers.
I have done that a couple times before in the past. Like not like last week or anything like that.
That's sad, dude. That's sad.
And I had to get that close in order to see it too.
Well, at least you have the excuse of being blind.
So, but he probably sat there and like played the whole game, whereas I was just like, I give it a shot. Okay, move on before people start kicking my shins.
Kicking your ass is more like it.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Speaking of kicking ass, time to get back to Sonic Chaos.
Oh, stop it! Not in the middle of the show. Well, you know what? Well, I gotta make sure the show doesn't run too long anyway. So
yeah.
Why don't we wrap this up for now, and we'll have to have you on again next season. Hopefully, you will be drinking less.
Yes, I will. It's one of my resolutions. No. It's
You should have a New Year's revolution.
A New Year's revolution.
Revolution.
No, actually, I do have a revolution. No, I do have a resolution.
What is your resolution before we go?
Resolution is basically eat better and work out more. So far, doing it.
Nice. We'll see how many days that lasts.
All right.
See what I did there?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for coming on.
And thank you for having me.
And we'll get to the news.
Catch you later.
Oh, man, I hated to cut him off there, but I didn't know he was going to say something. I thought that was it. I called him back after that. I was like, you asshole. I'm trying to hang up, and you're like, Ugh! So, I don't know. That's kind of weird, but here you have it. So, thanks to Jesse for finally coming on the show. There's a couple of false alarms there. Of course, I had to be sick, but got through it. Let's go to the news. Now, here's a little bit of news for the Skyrim fans out there, which is almost everybody. If you don't like Skyrim, you're kind of a douche anyway. So, this is perhaps the strangest mod for Skyrim, or perhaps the strangest mod for an Elder Scrolls game. It replaces all the dragon shouts with Randy Savage quotes. So it's all like, yeah! Step into a Slim Jim and all that shit. So I just felt that was so funny that I had to comment on it. And so there you have it. A little bit of talk about Soul Calibur 5 very briefly. There was an ad. There was a poster that was running, Japanese poster for Soul Calibur 5 that was basically just a close-up of Ivy's massive cleavage. And it just, boom, right there, TTs, and apparently there was a parody of it that was a close-up of Voldo's crotch, which is disturbing to say the least. Well, everything about Voldo is disturbing, but certainly the crotch is probably in the top 3 things that are disturbing about Voldo, with the COD piece and whatnot. And a lot of people have mistakenly thought that this is an actual ad that Namco made. Well, I'm here to tell you that it's not. It's not official. The original ad was not part of Namco Bandai's marketing campaign for Soul Calibur 5. I'm not actually sure who made it, though. But apparently it has been in newspapers in Japan. It was probably some company that they hired, and the Voldo one was sort of a response to that. So there you have it. Did you miss out on buying Mortal Kombat? Are you planning to get the new Mortal Kombat game? Well, you might want to hold off a little while longer because Mortal Kombat Complete Edition is coming out. Now, there's nothing that, if you bought the game, don't feel bad. This isn't like Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 where you feel like shit because you bought the game and then the Ultimate version comes out. Everything that's in this is available in the first game. But if you want to get Mortal Kombat Complete Edition, it will include all of the DLC already installed onto the disc. So you will get the 4 downloadable characters, including Kenshi, Scarlet, Rain, and Freddy Krueger. You will get all of the character skins, 15 classic character skins and 3 classic fatalities that were released. And you'll get a free download code for the original Mortal Kombat movie, which you can watch on either PlayStation Network or Xbox Live Arcade. And you'll get the soundtrack to the game, so that's pretty cool. That's coming out for PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360. No news yet on the Vita. Apparently, Mortal Kombat is coming to the Vita, though I'm not sure whether or not it is the regular vanilla Mortal Kombat or Mortal Kombat Complete. That's complete with a K, of course. Speaking of the Vita, Netflix is coming to the PlayStation Vita, and hopefully it will be at launch. This was announced at CES. They're not sure whether or not the Netflix will be ready for launch, but that's what they're going for. So either it will be at launch or it will be very close to launch. Now, I have to talk about Soul Calibur 5 again. Soul Calibur 5 has gone gold, and there's apparently some interesting things coming out of the ESRB rating. So here, this is from the ESRB. This is what it says officially from the ESRB's summary of Soul Calibur 5, which is rated T for teen, by the way. They said, "This is a fighting game in which players engage in one-on-one combat against a large cast of human and supernatural characters. Players use guns, swords, spears, and other melee weapons to strike opponents and drain their health meters. The frenetic battles are highlighted by slashing sounds, impact effects, and frequent cries of pain. Cutscenes depict additional acts of violence, such as characters getting impaled with swords. Some female fighters wear outfits that reveal large amounts of jiggling cleavage and portions of their buttocks." I love that, portions of their buttocks. On the character creation menu, players can augment fighters' breast sizes and manipulate the camera to zoom in on their bodies. The words damn, bitch, and bastard can be heard in the dialogue. That's funny. Portions of buttocks. That's just, I don't know. I just had to, yeah. I talked about Kinect for Windows previously. Unfortunately, it is a real thing, and it is coming out February 1st, so if you want to make an asshole out of yourself in front of your computer, that will happen. Sony continues to deny all rumors that PlayStation 4 will be shown at E3. I have a quote here from Kaz Hirai from Sony, and he said, he's referring to Andy House from the Wall Street Journal. "Andy is absolutely right, and we are not making any announcements at E3. So, it's all too soon. Any rumors you hear about the PlayStation 4 are just rumors. So, same thing goes for the next Xbox, too, but Sony's the ones that are talking about it. That's why I mentioned them. Now, Diablo 3 will officially be coming to consoles, according to Blizzard, but nobody knows exactly what consoles they're coming for. I would assume Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3, and the possibility of it showing up on Vita or 3DS, but nobody knows. I mean, might be the Wii U you might want to throw in there, I don't know. But right now, we don't know. But we do know that they are doing console versions of Diablo 3. So I figured I'd mention that. Now here's kind of a fucked up story that came out of China. There's a factory in China called Foxconn, and they're known for less than stellar working conditions. Apparently, up to 30 people there. They make Xbox 360s at this place. That's why it's relevant. They were so incensed about lack of getting a raise that they threatened to kill themselves by throwing themselves off the roof. Well, I could tell you... Well, this is stupid. I mean, I can tell you nobody killed themselves and nobody got a raise, and everything still sucks. So I figured I'd just let you guys know about that. The much-beleaguered Kid Icarus Uprising, which will eventually come out, well, apparently it's out in Japan, and it comes with a 3DS stand, which will allow you to rest your 3DS on a table in an upright position so you can use the stylus and circle pad to play Kid Icarus Uprising without dropping the system or feeling like you're going to drop it. So there you go. According to Masahiro Sakurai, who said, touching the screen works better if it's secured. So there you have it. So that's being bundled with the game, and apparently it will be bundled with the game in the American and European releases. So if you're in the market for a 3DS stand, you might want to check out Kid Icarus Uprising, where it will be bundled. It is now the 25th anniversary of Street Fighter, and there's a logo that Capcom has made. No news yet on exactly what's going to happen for the 25th anniversary. Capcom just said they are planning an international celebration, but other than the release of Street Fighter Cross Tekken, I'm not sure what's going to happen, so we'll see what happens with that. It's also the 25th anniversary of Mega Man, and surprisingly enough, there is a Rockman 25th anniversary and Mega Man 25th anniversary logos that you can find hidden in the iOS version of Mega Man X, which was recently released. So, hopefully, usually when Mega Man anniversaries come out, they do a lot of cool stuff. Last year, they pretty much canceled every Mega Man game in development. Mega Man Universe, Mega Man Online, Mega Man Legends 3, and there hasn't been any news about anything to do with Mega Man. So hopefully this will mean that, something will happen with Mega Man to revive this series. The game Ruin, which was showed for PlayStation 3 and PlayStation Vita at the Vita's conference at E3 last year, is now no longer called Ruin, it's now called Warrior's Lair. So if you're like me and you found that game to be rather intriguing and you were interested in it, the game is now called Warrior's Lair. So it's not part of the PlayStation Vita launch lineup, but it is coming out for the PlayStation Vita and presumably also for PlayStation 3. So I figured I'd mention that. Lastly, we got some new Nintendo shiatsu on their download services in America. So let's take a look at what's coming out or what has come out in this past week. For the 3DS download software, we have Zen Pinball from Zen Studios for $6.99. Zen Pinball for Nintendo 3DS brings an incredible stereoscopic 3D experience to the acclaimed video game pinball series for the first time ever. It's a pinball game. Hip Hop King Rhythmic Edition is coming from Cinemax for 800 points. Hip Hop King is an application for creating rhythmical and melodic themes and for composing whole songs. Its user interface blends the fast and well-arranged interface of classic drum machines with flexible pattern interface of popular trackers and with modern sound library. It contains more than 170 carefully selected sound samples of drums, percussion, bass, melodic instruments, and gramophone scratches. So you can go ahead and make yourself a musical Frankenstein monster with your 3DS. 101 Pinball World from Selectsoft for 500 DSi points is coming to DSi, where get ready for fast-paced pinball action with a twist. Complete special objectives to earn fun bonuses as you shoot your ball through pipes, up ramps, and around mind-blowing obstacles. I kind of doubt that it's mind-blowing, but we'll move on. For WiiWare, Carmen Sandiego Adventures in Math, The Case of the Crumbling Cathedral is coming from the Learning Company for 600 points. Bad News Detective, There's Trouble in Moscow, Russia. St. Basil's Cathedral has disintegrated, and all that's left is a giant pile of sand. The chief wants Acme's best agent on the case, and that means you, detective, get to Moscow fast and find out what's going on before any more monuments turn into giant sandcastles. And coming to Nintendo Video is Kirby Right Back At Ya Volume 1, available on Nintendo Video on January 14th, 2012, genre American Animation Studio Nintendo. Kirby's Ready for Action, Part 1 of this special 2-part 3D episode of Kirby Right Back At Ya. So there you have it. So I'm going to end the show as I usually do with the sales figures. I just accidentally closed the window, so I'm trying to bring that up quietly here. Well, you could tell I feel like shit. Alright. And I gotta film a video after this, too. Well, that'll be a quick thing. Okay, so here's the sales figures. These are the top selling games for the week ending in January 7th, 2012 in America. And the number one selling game was Kinect Adventures for the Xbox 360, which sold 142,179 copies. Just Dance 3 for the Wii sold 112,815 copies. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 on Xbox 360 sold 100,012 copies. Mario Kart 7 on the 3DS sold 70,547 copies. Super Mario 3D Land on the 3DS sold 67,658 copies. Zumba Fitness on the Wii sold 60,051 copies. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 on PlayStation 3 sold 56,427 copies. NBA 2K12 on the Xbox 360 sold 55,929 copies. The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim on Xbox 360 sold 49,184 copies. And Kinect Sports Season 2 on the Xbox 360 sold 46,321 copies. Over in Europe, the top-selling game was Just Dance 3 for the Wii, which sold 85,618 copies. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 for PlayStation 3 sold 71,250 copies. FIFA Soccer 12 for PlayStation 3 sold 66,768 copies. Mario Kart 7 on the 3DS sold 59,227 copies. Kinect Adventures for Xbox 360 sold 59,003 copies. Zumba Fitness on the Wii sold 53,691 copies. Star Wars The Old Republic for PC sold 52,954 copies. Super Mario 3D Land on the 3DS sold 51,701 copies. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 for Xbox 360 sold 49,128 copies. FIFA Soccer 12 on Xbox 360 sold 49,096 copies. Over in Japan, the top-selling game was Mario Kart 7 for the 3DS, which sold 160,880 copies. Super Mario 3D Land on the 3DS sold 115,253 copies. Monster Hunter 3G for the 3DS sold 99,138 copies. Inazuma 11 Go for the 3DS sold 62,876 copies. Musu Orochi 2 for PlayStation 3 sold 41,430 copies. Final Fantasy 13-2 for PlayStation 3 sold 38,696 copies. Just Dance Wii on the Wii sold 38,680 copies. Kirby's Return to Dreamland on the Wii sold 33,116 copies. Wii Party on the Wii sold 31,670 copies, and Wii Sports Resort on the Wii sold 28,195 copies. Kind of an unusual week in Japan, almost completely dominated by Nintendo. Only 2 PlayStation 3 games, no PSP games. Very unusual. So worldwide, the top-selling game was Mario Kart 7, followed by Super Mario 3D Land, Kinect Adventures, Just Dance 3, Call of Duty for Xbox, Call of Duty for PlayStation, Zumba Fitness, Star Wars The Old Republic, Mario Kart Wii, and FIFA Soccer 12 for PlayStation 3. As for hardware, in North America, the top-selling console was the Xbox 360, which moved 119,351 units. The 3DS came in second with 109,049 units sold. PlayStation 3 sold 87,404 units. The Wii, 79,633 units. The DS, 35,743 units. And the PSP, 20,252 units. In Europe, the top-selling console was the PlayStation 3 with 197,824 units sold. The 3DS sold 126,436. They sold 112,479 Wiis, 107,000 Xbox 360s, a very specific number there, 53,066 DSs, and 43,319 PSPs. In Japan, the big seller was by far the 3DS with 244,631 units sold. At a very distant second, we have the PlayStation 3, 73,774 units sold. The PSP, 69,289 units sold. The Wii, 49,054 units sold. The Vita, 42,838 units sold. The DS, 7,620 units sold. And the Xbox 360, 2,788 units sold. So overall, in the whole world, the top-selling game console for the week ending in January 7th was the 3DS, followed by the PlayStation 3, the Wii, the Xbox 360, PSP, DS. The Vita was last, but of course remember that was only out in Japan. So, that being said, that's going to be it for this week. Hopefully I'm feeling a little better next week and we can have a bit longer show, maybe go a little bit more in-depth. But there you have it. We'll see you next week. I hope you enjoyed the show. If you want to be on the show, certainly contact me sometime this week and set it up on Skype, and we'll do that. And send me your questions and comments. And I'm about to record a video about this, but I'll mention it here. Remember that the month is half over. It's now January 15th, so the window for the contest, the Kizaru Studios art contest, fan art contest, is halfway over. I haven't got any entries yet, but I have got a lot of people telling me they're working on entries. So, there's some stiff competition, it seems like. I'm very happy to report that people are interested in this contest. But get your entries in before midnight Eastern Standard Time on January 31st, and the winner will be a non-playable character in the sequel, Episode 2, War of the Abyss. So that's pretty cool. You could be in a video game. So just a reminder, I'm going to film a reminder video also, which that'll be up before this, probably. So see you guys next week. VMX out.